What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we're coming in with a hoot and a holler. Today we're talking about the time that my buddies and I smoked an ounce in one sitting. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Drop a like if you do. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate all the recent support on the channel. And last but not least, hey, you know I gotta get the bag somehow. Hey, let's take a moment for our sponsor. This video is sponsored by Frag Pro Shooter, man. One of the best shooter games of 2020. With more than 70 million players, this free-to-play skill-based game is absolute heat. And I've got some specific rewards just for you guys, linked in the very top of the description. The goal is to destroy the enemy bunker as quick as you possibly can. With over 90 different unique characters to collect, each with their own unique powers and abilities, you get to build your deck of characters and go into the game using your own strategy to win. Now, each update of the game comes with a unique, brand new character, with the newest one being Zap Girl. She's an awesome fragger, and she has an awesome power, which allows her to deploy an electrically charged tower that slows down and zaps everyone around her for a bunch of constant AoE damage. My favorite game mode is Payload. Now, all you have to do is be the first player to escort your cart to victory. The goal is to reach the center of the map with your cart. You could slow down the enemy by destroying their target, or you can defend your cart to make it go even faster. Come join my club called Crackheads and play Frag Pro Shooter with me today, man. Download it through the link in the very top of the description, and you'll get some free rewards that are only for you thanks to this exclusive link in the description, even if you've already installed the game. Now that that's over with, let's dive into the story. So hey, this happened back in 2018, which, as most of you guys are fully aware, was the year after I got off probation. At this point of my life, I wasn't really doing too many hard drugs. I mean, I did here and there, but I didn't really make a habit out of it. The only thing I did this entire year was smoke a shitload of weed, an absolute ungodly amount of weed, because I had spent almost the whole year prior barely smoking it because I was on probation, right? So I had missed it. I was making up for lost time all of 2018. On this particular day, I went over to my buddy Michael's house, who is a common character in these stories, and someone that more recently I haven't hung out with all that much, mainly because I moved away from the town he's in, but also, because he doesn't really do drugs like that anymore. He actually just focuses on work now. He's straightened up, if you will. But either way, back on topic here. So I go over to Michael's house, and the whole gang is there, dude. We got Brad, we got Bill. Everyone is in the function, dude. It is lit at Michael's house. We're at least like 6 people deep. It's an absolute hoot. I get over there and everyone's already smoking up. I was one of the last guys to show up, and, everyone in my friend group was just kind of going in and out of the house all day. Michael's house was just the only function that any of us had all day. So we were all kicking it, having a blast, sitting in his living room, smoking some weed, playing some 2K in his bedroom. And the nice thing was, when things got crowded, we could move his Xbox from the bedroom out to his living room. And the nice thing about his living room was this man's couch. This guy's couch was sick, dude. It was leather. It was huge. It was like a U shape. It was crazy. This guy's couch was spectacular. And it's not like he was rich, right? He lived in like a townhouse. I swear to God, this couch must have cost at least like $5,000. It was insane. It was elegant. It was a spectacular couch. The couch probably cost like 3 months of the mortgage in this place, bare minimum. Probably 4, dude. It was crazy. But either way, back on topic. So we go out to Michael's couch, and we're sitting there, and we're having a good time. But there's so many heads that real quickly, we realized that Roto's getting hectic. We rolled up 2 blunts, and, after we finished our Roto of like 6 people on it, we realized really quickly that this wasn't going to cut it. We needed to roll some fatter stuff, like some woods or some joints or something like that. So myself and Brad, we volunteered to go grab some wraps. We're like, yo, smoke shop's like a couple blocks away. Brad was down to drive, right? He had a nice car, so we go hop in Brad's car, and we ride on over to the smoke shop. Now, once we get into the smoke shop, we went to our favorite shop, and this place had a wide array of papers. Their glass selection kind of sucked, and all of the glass was Chinese. Like, there was no good American-made glass anywhere to be found. But the wraps, they had more options than almost any store I've ever seen. So I was excited, boys. I was ecstatic about this. We're looking through there and we're like, yo, we could get some backwoods. We could even get like just some games and just roll some extra ones because they kind of burn slower so we could pass them through the roto longer. We're even debating on some joints, and we're looking around and we see the big old raw cones, the half-ounce ones. They're like the super size? I don't remember what they're called. The one under the challenge cone. There's only one bigger than these ones, and that's the one that holds like 3 ounces, which we actually have a video talking about that one. But these ones, I don't remember what they're called. They're not king size. Those are like a gram. I don't know. Either way, you guys know the cones I'm talking about. Raw has these cones that hold like a half-ounce per joint. They're giant, dude. They're huge. And the thing that I like about these is, with the challenge cone, it's really a novelty, It fits 3 ounces, but it doesn't smoke right. And pretty much everyone I've talked to that smoked one of these, it didn't smoke right for them either. It really is a novelty. But these joints, the half-ounce ones, they are not a novelty. These smoke so well, dude. They burn so even. You feel like Chief Keef smoking these shits. They're amazing. So we see these and we look and we're like, holy fuck, dude. We're like 6 deep. We all have a bunch of weed. At this particular point, most of my friend group was selling weed, including I was even dabbling in it at this point. I sold more on probation because I didn't smoke, so I made more money. But even at this point, to maintain my habit, I was still serving a little bit, Just I wouldn't call myself a plug, but I was making my money, maintaining my habit, with a little extra change on the side. But either way, we all had enough weed to go around. So we see these things. We see these 14-gram joints sitting there, these cones, and we immediately call up Michael on FaceTime. I bust out my phone, I call him, and I'm like, Michael, listen to me, dude. They got the half-ounce joints. And he's like, yeah, bro, like, get one. And we're sitting there, and I'm like, Michael, hear me out. There's like 6 or 7 of us. We should get 2. Now, he's sitting there, and he's like, hold up, like, wait a minute. He tells everyone still at his house to shut the fuck up. They all gather around his phone. We're having like a conference in the middle of this smoke shop. A real business conference call, okay? Big brains only on this conference call. We're sitting around the high table, if you will, discussing our fate. And I say, yo, we need to get 2 of these. Michael calls everyone over and he starts getting head count. He's like, all right, who's throwing on this? We need a zip. That means that there's like 6 or 7 of us. We each need to throw at least an 1/8 minimum, The majority of us there had bud, but not all of us. But the ones that didn't still had money. So we were able to make do. We had enough weed to make it happen. It was only an ounce, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But we were trying to get everyone to match as evenly as we possibly could. A, to make it fair, and B, because more strains in this shit, the merrier, Let's just make it an absolute mess. So we settle on it. We're like, yo, 2 of them. Slide back immediately. I hang up on Michael. We cop the 2 joints, and we fly back to Michael's house with these cones, dude. Now, we get back there, and let me tell you, they're easy to roll, right? You don't actually roll anything. They're just cones, right? All you do is stuff them. But the challenging part is grinding all the weed. You can't really hand grind it if you have weed that's even half decent or even remotely sticky, because you need your bud to be like consistently packed throughout. Because if it doesn't burn even, you're wasting a shitload of weed. Normally in a little joint, like a gram joint, it doesn't really matter, but, worst comes to worst, you waste like half a gram or so, even less. But in this, we're talking big amounts of weed. So we're sitting there grinding this stuff like we've never grinded before. We've got 4 grinders out in Michael's living room. We're bumping music on his PlayStation. We're having a blare, not his PlayStation, his Xbox, pardon me. Dude, the ancient 360 YouTube app. Do you guys remember that fucking app? I wonder, I don't know if it still works or not, dude. I hope it does. But the slowest, most dog shit YouTube player ever. Yet it still got the job done at the end of the day. We're bumping our music on this ancient dinosaur YouTube app on the 360. We're grinding up our bud. We're stuffing these cones slowly but surely. I remember Bill was on stuffing duty. Meanwhile, myself, Brad, and Michael, we're grinding up bud. We were going crazy. Brad even had 2 grinders at once, going ballistic, dude. We were working hard, dude. Bill was on stuffing duty for one of them. We were getting ready to rumble here, boys. So after probably, I don't know how long it really was, we took our jolly time because we were smoking in between too. We also had, because there were 6 of us, of course, we had someone rolling blunts for us to smoke while we're doing this. We had to smoke in between. This was a big smoke sesh with a lot of heads. We couldn't mess around. So finally, we finished stuffing up these cones, and we've got 2 of them. Beautiful, sexy cones. They were, you can't really mess them up unless you're a complete idiot, but they looked beautiful. Perfectly done, if I may say so myself. We were proud of ourselves after stuffing, It felt like we just went hunting and we were about to, eat the deer, we earned this smoke, We worked hard to stuff these cones. So after we finished stuffing them, we're sitting around Michael's couch, and we're about to spark up, and we're like, wait. We should go hotbox Michael's room, We had all the windows in his living room open getting ready, and we were like, yo, let's go box his room with these. And at first, Michael's kind of not down. He's like, dude, my mom's finna be pissed. But we're all peer pressuring the hell out of this man. We're like, dude, there's just no better place to do this. Come on, Michael. Please let us hotbox your room. So finally, he folds. We go over to his room, all fucking 7 or so of us. We're sitting in there, and it is cramped, dude. Michael's room, there was not much space on the floor. You had the futon, you had a chair, you had a couch, and that was really it. So we're sitting in a circle, and it's hot, dude. We've got the window closed. We're sitting in there. We're trying to resist turning the fan on, and it's getting hot in this room quick. We spark up both of these joints at the same time, and we get them going. And like I mentioned earlier, these joints smoke great, dude. Unlike the challenge cone, I've smoked probably, I've smoked these half-ounce ones at least 5 or 6 times, and I've never had a problem with it. I've never one time had it canoe on me or smoke improperly or uneven. They're awesome. Honestly, if you're looking for something fun to smoke with your homies, grab one of these things, for real. They make for a great time, a great sesh. But either way, we sparked both of these up, and we're off to the races, dude. I remember I had Tuesdays on the first one. I was sitting next to Michael, and Brad was to my left. And Michael passes it to me, and I'm so excited, dude. I take my first rip. I inhale nice and slow. You got to take slow drags with these bigger joints. I take a nice, slow, heavy hit, and my lungs get slapped. Now, it starts to smoke better about halfway through the joint, but if you hit it right, even in the very beginning, it still smacks. So I hit it a few times, and I pass it over to Brad, and oh my God, boys, it was already getting smoky in this room. The roto comes around, and eventually the second joint comes my way, the one that I haven't hit yet. I start chiefing on that, and we've got some good progress going on it. And by that point, by the time it got to me, the smoke was noticeable in the room. It was no longer just a slight mist, like maybe someone vaped. No, dude, the smoke was flowing, and it was dope. It was like a scene out of a movie, dude. It was spectacular. I'm ripping this joint, I pass it over to Brad, and he's ripping it, and we're having the time of our lives, just chilling out, bumping some music, smoking up, talking our shit, having a blast, dude. We get through this, and at first, I wasn't really that high off the first few hits. But I don't know if it was the hot box getting to me or if it was the weed or what happened. But just sitting there soaking up all that smoke like a sponge got me absolutely blasted. Maybe 20 minutes into the session, I was sent, dude. I was so high. I remember I was sitting on Michael's couch and I was just locked, bro. I was absolutely locked. I was like, bro, this is phenomenal. This is amazing, dude. I feel so good right now. I didn't even realize how hard I was sweating, dude. I was dripping because of this hot box, dude. It was so fucking musty and smoky in this room. 7 men sitting in a tight-knit circle sweating, smoking a zip of za. It was a bad recipe for the condition of the paint and the carpet. But we're not concerned about that. That's kind of his mom's problem, and I don't know that lady. So we're going to keep smoking. So we're chiefing this thing. It goes around, and we're smoking for probably a good hour, honestly. Like maybe even, no, it was definitely longer, dude. We were chiefing hard on this thing, but we were in that room for probably like an hour to an hour and a half, just chilling out, hotboxing it. And towards the end of the hotbox, we were tapping out, dude. We could not do it. I remember we had a buddy of mine, what are we going to call him? We'll call him Patty. We had Patty there, and Patty goes over to the window, and he's about to open it, dude. And Michael, like, slaps his arm. He's like, no, dude, sit your ass down. Like, we're already this far into the hot box. We can't tap now. Don't be a bitch about it. So Patty goes, he sits back down. We're all sitting there. We're chiefing this thing. And as we're getting very close to finishing, maybe like a quarter of each of these joints, Michael just can't do it anymore. And he's like, all right, guys, do you care if I open the window? And we're all giving him some shit. We're like, dude, you were so adamant about it. Like, you're being a hoe. But secretly, I was very glad he said that because I was a mess of sweat and I was high as hell. I wanted some fresh air, dude. So we opened the window and, I swear to God, I'm really glad that no neighbors were passing by because if I were them, I would have thought the house was on fire and called 911 because so much smoke went billowing out. My favorite part about a hotbox is always when you open the window at the end or the door and just see it all go crazy because that's exactly what happened, dude. It all just flew out. Anyone in like a 5-mile radius probably saw a smokestack raising and thought a new factory opened up or some shit where child labor's going down. That's why they got the extra smoke because the kids who don't work, they burn them. Either way, back on topic here. So we're going crazy, dude. We finally let this smoke out, and I'm high as a kite, dude. I'm feeling spectacular. I had the giggles hard, bro. I remember we were all sitting in a circle, just chatting about some shit, having fun, and we decided, we need to play some cards, boys. Get drunk, have some fun. So, of course, Michael, he already had some shitty beers, but he only had a 30 rack, and that was already broken into, so there was like 20 left. Not enough for us 6 heads, but at least enough to get us started with the day. So we decided, now that we were nice and stoned, let's try playing some King's Corner, which is one of my favorite card games. It's a spectacular drinking game. We decided to play some of that. I haven't played King's Corner in a few years, but it used to be me and my friends, one of our favorite drinking games, right? Not a few, I haven't played in a few months, not a few years, but either way, it's been a little while, right? So, back on topic here. We're playing some King's Corner for what felt like maybe 2 minutes. We lost complete track of time. There was still 6 of us. Nobody had left the sesh. And Michael's mom comes home. Now, we're sitting in his bedroom, and obviously, we think we're okay because we've been sitting in this hot box all day, and we don't even smell it anymore. So we're completely oblivious to the fact that the house is fucked, and all the windows are still open. So obviously, his mom is going to catch on to what we were doing. She walks in and she opens the door to Michael's room, and immediately asks Michael if we were smoking a shot. She's like, Michael, have you guys been fucking smoking in here? And he's like, no, like, what are you talking about? She's like, I can smell it. It's strong as hell. Like, do you think I'm stupid, Michael? And she's going off, dude. She's pissed. Normally, his mom wasn't really that mad about this kind of stuff. But, I mean, to be fair, we just hotboxed a zip in like a room that's maybe like 100 square feet. No, okay, more than that. I don't know. How big? I'm Googling this. How big is 200 square feet? No, let's look this up. A 200 square foot studio. No, I'm looking at this. Okay, wait, that's a lot of square feet, dude. Okay, yeah, no, I stand by 100. I stand by about 100. Yeah, for sure. Okay, back on topic here. So, we're in this 100 square foot bedroom of Michael's, right? And we're sitting in there. Maybe not even 100 now that I look at this video. No, I'm really distracted by this video. Might even be like 75 square feet. Either way, it's a tiny room, dude. And we boxed it with a zip. And we didn't let the smoke out until the very end. We fought until our last breath, So obviously Michael's mom is pissed. And she's standing in the doorway and she's like, get your friends the hell out of here. Like, I'm tired of this shit. And then we're sitting there, we're all like, oh, sorry, Mrs. Michael. Like, oh, we're sorry, Michael's mom, because we try to be friendly with her. Sometimes she jokes around with us on the 1 in a million rare occasion. in, but on this particular day, she wasn't in the mood for that. So we just kind of kept our heads low and dipped the hell out of this house, dude. We skedaddled, man. We got out. Once I got out of there, we all just kind of dispersed, dude. We really had no other spot because, like I said earlier, Michael's was the function for the whole day. But I was baked as a cake still, and it had been hours since we'd smoked these joints. I was sent, dude. I felt amazing, especially the body high. I remember I slept like a little baby that night, dude. I went over to Michael's the next day and talked about it. I was telling him, I was like, dude, I slept like a king last night because of those joints, you know? But either way, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a like if you did. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, gamers.